Yes, people, Manscaped is back, but this time it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of gradient settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.
Morning. Yes, please head over to Manscaped, select the Beard Hedger and use code FTM20, FTM20 will get you 20% off of the Beard Hedger. Good morning to every single one of you that's here in the chat room, that's live typing away, and those that are watching on catch up as well, or those that are watching live and aren't in the chat. Big up to every single one of you. What a weekend of football and what a day yesterday we had as Arsenal fans and Manchester City fans. That, in my opinion, proves that they are the two best in the league that are going to be going for the title this season again. Incredible, absolutely amazing. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk a little bit about the reaction. We're going to talk about not just match reaction, but the actual game itself. Last night, please do check out my fan cam if you haven't done so already. It is there on the video beforehand. Please do show us some love by hitting the subscribe button. The 12-man community is massively growing, and we are hitting very, very closely now to 25k, heading towards 30, which is our big target. So hit that subscribe and like button. Both of those buttons are free. Once you hit those two buttons, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're going to talk all things transfer news, all things football news, and all things football stories. But we are going to start, of course, with Manchester City and Arsenal. Let me just sort my camera out for a sec. For some reason, there we go. It's not got central. Look, we're in an unbelievable position, aren't we, this morning? Where do we feel? How do we feel? Emotions are now taken out of the game, but I still feel emotional. I still feel emotions of drained, exhausted, tired, shattered, lagged. And I will say this, also proud, happy, and elated that we didn't go away with what I thought was going to be a disappointing defeat. And that was when we went 1-0 down with 11, if I'm honest with you. When Manchester City score that early, normally it's bad news, right? Normally it's bad news. Arsenal prevented that from being bad news. We prevented yesterday from being a bad day at the office. And I'll tell you why we did that. Hunger, grit, determination, resilience, passion, drive, togetherness, communication, and all-out war. That was what happened yesterday on the pitch for Arsenal. Now, if you're a Manchester City fan, you'll probably be really happy with yesterday's result. I don't know why. I don't know why Manchester City fans are celebrating this. It makes no sense to me. I understand that you can celebrate the goal, but not the victory. There's a difference. There's a difference between celebrating a last-minute equaliser and a difference between celebrating a draw. You're celebrating a draw, I might add, against 10 men. You're celebrating a draw against a team their fans told us was going to batter us, cook us, put us in the fryer. Haaland was going to get his goal and it was going to be demolition derby. Look, it was really poor from Manchester City in parts, and it was really great from Arsenal in parts. But there were some poor moments, and we do have to mention those as far as Arsenal are concerned as well. But I ask, how does everyone feel? Do we think this is 2 points that potentially we've dropped, or does it feel like 2 points gained? Because there's a lot of people saying that they're happy with the draw, they would have taken it at the start of the game. There's some people saying that it's 2 points dropped and we were so close to winning. I think both are true. I think most Arsenal fans would have taken the draw. I said I wouldn't have because I fancied us to go there and try and nick it 1-0, but I didn't realise those were going to be the circumstances. The minute Trossard gets sent off, I'm getting out of there with a draw at the bare minimum, right? I knew they were going to score. I didn't think it would be in those circumstances. And I kind of felt to myself, do I want to actually have a John Stones last-minute equaliser, or would I rather have just Haaland put another one in on the 55th minute and then just see out the game 2-2? I kind of feel like I'd probably have preferred the latter, because obviously we then get to the stage of, yeah, we've got a draw and they could have won the game. They didn't have time to win it, I suppose, is a kind of positive. And boy, was that a defensive masterclass. I'm sorry. We've got the best defense in Europe. Like, it's just ridiculous how good they are. Goalkeeper, class. Back four, outstanding. Rice and Party, tremendous. There's only really Trossard that I can say I'm disappointed with. You can mention Kai Havertz if you want because he didn't do much and give us no threat, but I don't think he was there to give us any threat in the second half. He was there to help. It was literally a formation of 5-4. There was no 5-3-1. It was 5-4. Um, there was nobody up top. I mean, Martinelli was fair, was kind of an outlet, but let's be real, not really, not really. So look, this is the way it works as far as Arsenal are concerned. We leave the place with a point, and I think if I'm honest with you, we're probably happy to walk away with a point. But if you was to really ask me on the spot, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. I was devastated when the final whistle went because I thought, look how close we were. But there was so much to discuss in that game. It's mad. I discussed it all in detail last night on my fan cam. Please go check it out. But I wanted to mention a couple of things because I think it is definitely needed. It's a battle now. It's a massive, massive battle. This felt as close to Man United, Arsenal, the Fergie and Wenger days for a while. We've seen so many battles over the year that have been lovely to watch. Liverpool versus Man City, Klopp versus Pep, high-fiving each other, hugging each other, swapping shirts on the pitch, all like playing high fives with each other. This was nothing like that. This was an absolute battle. Gabriel is a monster going up against another monster in Haaland. We've got players now like Ben White, like Kivior coming on, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Saliba, Kai Havertz, that are all warriors. You stand next to them in the tunnel, they're towering over you, these men. That's what we want to be seeing, man. That's what we want to be seeing. And it got a bit naughty. And I'm glad it got naughty. I wanted it to get naughty because it proves they all care. It proves that this is a serious game they're taking seriously. And you could see how gutted the players were when the equaliser went up because it was like, oh, really? We deserve more. We deserved all three. Man City did nowhere near enough to win the game. Absolutely nowhere near. But let's be real. It was, in the end, a draw that we can take away. And we can say we move forward. Arsenal have got through this period, which have been very difficult, and we ain't lost the game. And that's what we've got to take across. It was a last-minute absolute killer. If I'm honest, I looked at the goal again. Saliba, I think, should have been standing on goal side ahead of him, but he was kind of marking 2 or 3. It was an absolute last ditch, bobbling around everywhere, and it's just got a bit of luck that it's fallen to John Stones the way that it has, and it weren't meant to be. Raya actually nearly saves this with his foot, believe it or not, if you watch it again from behind the goal and the angle. But look, it's a position that we find ourselves in where, unfortunately, there's been an incident which has allowed us to have to defend like that, and we have to talk about it. Yes, Leandro Trossard, you were a fool. However, this referee is a shambles and has been for quite some time. Michael Oliver has sent off 7 Arsenal players in his career, more than any other team. You don't have to give him an excuse. Michael Oliver sent off Martinelli. I've never seen that happen again, where you get 2 yellow cards in one incident against Wolves. Michael Oliver decided not to send off Jorginho and Kovacic for that. Decided not to send off Kovacic last season on the tackle on Jorginho because it would have ruined the game. However, he's happy to send off Trossard and allowed that game to be ruined, which it was. It was ruined. As much as we sit there, we're saying we're proud, and City said they're frustrated. They would have wanted it to be 11v11 because they would have fancied their chances against us with 11v11 because we wouldn't have had to play like that. Now, he has an option. He might have a letter of the law, but by the letter of the law, he has to book Doku as well. He's trying to make out that Doku's passing the ball back because I've told him to pass the ball back there where it should have been played. What an absolute lie. You can see Doku doesn't listen to the ref and go, oh, okay, ref, where was it? I'll pick it up for you and I'll put it there. Absolute disgrace, this referee. Absolute disgrace. So I think he is an absolute fool. I don't blame him for the first Ricardo Calafiori goal because Kyle Walker has to get back into position and he's taking an absolute year to get back into position. That's not Arsenal's fault. That's not Michael Oliver's fault. We've seen it. We've took it quick. Martinelli's on the ball. Kyle Walker actually gets back in time anyway. And it wasn't like he had to defend the cross coming in because he just passed it back anyway. And then it was just a screamer from Calafiori. So I don't understand what Kyle Walker is actually moaning at. Just be a bit quicker, mate, because he was a disgrace the whole game. He was shocking. He looks done out here, man. I couldn't believe when they started him. I was like, oh, brilliant. I'm happy with that because let's be real, it was poor from him. And then when he's trying to mark Gabriel and he's trying to, I don't know, dig him in the ribs every few often, Gabriel's just standing there like, what are you doing, mate? And he's like, right, I'm going to try and play with your ribs. Oh, shit, you've done me. Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention. You've now scored. Absolute idiot. Absolute idiot. Look, I do feel like there's a lot to be taken away from this, that the referee, who I think is a disgrace anyway, shouldn't be refereeing Manchester City Arsenal games. Not when Manchester City paid him 20k to go and referee a game in Saudi. That's poor. That's poor. You know, that is poor. And unfortunately, they have to look into stuff like that, but they won't. They won't. But let's look at the positives from yesterday. David Raya, absolute monster in goal. He has proven Arteta absolutely right. He should be the number one at Arsenal. Then you look in the central of defence. Gabriel and Saliba are the best partnership in Europe. They're definitely the best partnership in the league. What people think Romero and Van der Ven is better. Please, do me a favour. Man City don't even have a partnership. They change it every week. 1 minute it's Diaz and Kanji, then it's Diaz and Stones, and it's Stones and Kanji. They ain't got a partnership. They've just got a quality defence. They just individually pick them and switch them around. So, look, they are the best partnership. What is happening with Ben White? Is he being phased out? Is it Timber and Calafiori now as our fullbacks? And Tommy Asu, Ben White and Zinchenko have to fight for it? Maybe. Kivior as well. But if I'm honest, Ben White come on and did well. And we needed him to in the second half. Thought it was a brilliant substitution. I'm a fan of Saka and I love the fact he had the captaincy, but you have to take the player off that you think is the least likely to give us an outlet, and Martinelli was more of an outlet than Saka. So it was the right thing to do. And do you know what? Martinelli was having a better game. Defensively, he was better as well. So it was the right decision. Ben White coming on did well. But Calafiori, I mean, after the first 10 minutes getting roasted by Savio, he really upped his game and I thought he was superb. What a goal. That's one of the best strikes that Arsenal have had in years. Absolutely phenomenal goal. And then you look into midfield, and I've got to big up Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. Thomas Partey, I was really worried that he wouldn't last 90. And I understand that it wasn't a game where he had to be running up and down, up and down, up and down. But he was phenomenal. And so was Declan Rice. Particularly in the second half defending, they were outstanding. The communication, the telepathy for one to go out, one to drop back, one to go out, one to drop back, either side. They were the two of the reasons why we nullified Manchester City so much to have to smash the ball outside the box 30 yards wide. I just didn't quite understand what Man City were trying to do there. They're getting their centre-backs and their defensive midfielder to shoot. Kovacic, Akanji, Diaz. Where was Grealish's shot? Where was Doku's shot? Where was Haaland's shot? Where was Foden's shot when he come on? Bizarre. Give the ball to Diaz to smash it in. What the hell was going on? Very bizarre. Didn't get it. Made no sense. And then I have to big up the defensive qualities of Kai Havertz and Martinelli. Yeah, Havertz didn't make a pass and Timber didn't, all this rubbish. I don't care. It wasn't one of those games to sit there and worry about stats. I didn't walk off that pitch thinking 2-2, if only Havertz could have passed the ball once. And Timber. Like, who cares? No one gives a damn about them stats. Everyone cares about the result, right? And the result was that we drew the game. And some are saying we should have beaten them. Now, for some people to say that we should have beaten Manchester City with 10 men proves how poor they were and proves where Arsenal are at right now. We're relevant again. We're back. We're rattling teams. We're rattling City. We're rattling the City fan base for some reason. I don't know why. I've seen TikToks of Man City fans. This team are a disgrace. They're wasting time. They're jumping down with fake injuries. Come on, man. Have you never played Everton before away with them last minute? Have you never tried to get a team to hold out a point and they're doing the same? Yeah, we can do that as well. We can play that game too. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did I see Rodri go down within 30 seconds, rolling around like he'd been shot? Two can play that game, man. Two can play that game. Listen, I'm not one of those fans who wants Rodri to be out for an ACL for the rest of the season. I'm not that cruel. right? Does look a bad injury from what we hear. I'm not one of those. If any of the Man City fans are blaming Arsenal for Rodri's injury, then grow up. Because watch it again. Partey does nothing. The guy falls awkwardly on his ankle. There's nothing to do with us, and it's actually his knee that does pop out, they reckon. So it could be a long-term out. But listen, we're in a position right now where we just have to move past that and go, do you know what? We've got through one of the most awkward fixture pile-ups and schedulings that we've had for a very long, long time. We've not had a start to this season like this for a while, with games 3 in a row against Tottenham, Atalanta and Man City. And get used to it, people. Because, yeah, we've got a nice run of games now where all of them are the Emirates other than one, which is, of course, Bournemouth away. But after that Liverpool at home game on October the 27th, we've got Newcastle away, Inter Milan away and Chelsea away. So we're going to be able to do it all over again in a few weeks' time. Now, hopefully we've got players back by then. I'm touching Lucky Wood to say, please, 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 get these guys back. But let's be real, they might not be. I think this weekend proved incompetence of referees again. I'm not just talking about Michael Oliver, because I've seen Lisandro Martinez jump in and dive in on a player's foot and nothing happen in terms of a red card. I've seen Tottenham's goalkeeper come out and just pick it up outside his area and nothing happen. It's a shambles, if I'm honest. I've seen over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks since Declan Rice red card, people chuck the ball away, kick the ball away, scrape the ball away, head the ball away, nod the ball away, kick the ball away, punch the ball away, flick the ball away, and nothing happened. One of them being Jeremy Doku in the same game that Trossard gets sent off for kicking the ball away. Is it corruption? Is it Arsenal being refereed differently? You make that decision for me. I don't want to sit there and whine and moan and rage, guys, because I always said no. I always said no. It's not Arsenal being refereed differently. But unfortunately, it's making it very hard for me to defend now. Because as much as I believe Trossard should have been sent off, Doku should have got a yellow card but didn't. So why did he decide to let Doku off but not Trossard? Particularly, like Arteta says, when one of them was close to the whistle and the other one wasn't. I don't really get it. I'm not bothered by the 7 minutes. Everyone said, where did he get 7 minutes from? Well, us. We were time wasting. David Raya was falling over. We had people cramping up, which I genuinely think probably were having cramp, if I'm honest, by the way. Yeah, they went down for long, but I reckon they did have cramp. I mean, they've been playing 3 away games in a row now, and it's been the same back line. So, of course, Timber's going to go down. He's come back from injury with cramp. Potentially Raya and Saliba and Gabriel and the others potentially could have gone down with cramp, right? But let's just be real. The game was not in City's favour at all, and it should have been. They should have beaten us. We had 10 men for the majority of the game. And people will say, well, how are they supposed to break through? Apparently, they're supposed to find a way. This is the best team on the ball apparently in the world. So, if you couldn't find a way last year, and you couldn't find a way this year, maybe Arsenal ain't that bad. Maybe Arsenal are a good side. Maybe Arsenal aren't the walkovers that you thought they were. And that's why I believe there's an opportunity for Arsenal to prove people wrong this season. That actually, we ain't got that soft underbelly. That actually, we can come up against you in the tunnel and tower over you. That actually, we can come against you and give you 110%. That actually, don't kick us about because you'll lose. Now, the only last thing I'll say about Michael Oliver is this. The consistencies of refereeing and using their common sense is very, very inconsistent. And I'll tell you why. I saw John McGinn smash the ball away. In fact, I saw him smash it at one of our players. And then I saw Ben White smash the ball away and smash it into the face of John McGinn. And the referee used his common sense and went, well, it's like for like there, let's play on and let's keep the game moving. So 1 minute we're seeing players that are allowed to. Another minute we're saying players that aren't. So when people say it's a letter of the law, it's not. It's discretion of the referee. Because I've seen people flick it, smash it at people, throw it up, kick it, brush it. And the only 2 players that have got yellow cards and red cards from this were 2 Arsenal lads. So why is that? Why is that? That's all I'm saying. Look, I don't want to be talking about it much more. If you do want more of my opinions, please go on my fan cam. It was very popular last night. People were sending me messages about it, saying that you go and decide what you thought, how emotional you thought I was. I'll let you decide on that one. But Arsenal, we need to be proud of what they actually did put in, because it was an incredible performance. Let's come away from that. We are going to go through the Premier League fixtures now. Obviously, it was a weekend of great Premier League scores for some and brilliant for the neutral. Certainly, there's some fans, particularly Liverpool fans, I imagine, this weekend that will be very happy. Brighton 2, Forest 2. Unbelievable ending in that game with red cards and, of course, the managers, both of them getting sent off. We've spoken about Manchester City, Arsenal as well. West Ham getting an absolute hammering. How long is Lopetegui going to last? It ain't going to be very long as far as I'm concerned. It's the first time they've lost their first 3 home games in Premier League history. And of course, battering by Chelsea. And it was just so easy for Chelsea in the first 25 minutes. They could have been 4-0 up. It was ridiculous how easy it was to walk past West Ham's defence. Wolves going 1-0 up. To be fair, I've never seen so many mistakes in a game. The Wolves goal was a mistake. Aston Villa got goals through mistakes, but Watkins and Duran are absolutely lethal up top. And they are always going to give Aston Villa a chance. And I think they, at the moment, are fighting for that 3rd place. I really do. I think they're that good. They're definitely, in my opinion, with that squad, going to continue to play Champions League football through the league. Fulham, what a result against Newcastle. Again, mistakes. I saw mistakes from both sides here to gift goals. It was really poor from Bruno, really poor from Newcastle. But Fulham, with Emil Smith-Rowe and Reece Nelson, have managed to win the game 3-1. Everton, yet again, going ahead and not able to take 3 points. Leicester coming back into the game towards the end to draw it. Liverpool absolutely blitzing Bournemouth. I did warn people that they would bounce back, and not just against AC Milan, but I said this would be 2 or 3-0 against Bournemouth quite comfortably. Brilliant goal from Darwin Núñez. 2 more goals from Luis Diaz again, who's on absolute fire at the moment after a lot of critics suggesting that he has 0 output. He has proven a lot of people wrong, including myself. Southampton have got to be pretty gutted this weekend, though, because 1-0 looked comfortable and then Ipswich Town right at the death. Brilliant goal from Sam Morsey. Superb strike. Yeah, a little bit lucky out winning, but they all count. 1-1. Ipswich, Southampton. That would have been a massive, massive 3 points for either of those sides. So a draw probably does neither of them any favours, if I'm honest. Spurs, they went 1-0 down within 30 seconds against Brentford. It was a superb goal from Mbeumo. But after that, Spurs dominated, if I'm honest. And Solanke and Maddison turned it on. Then it's Palace and Man United. And if I'm honest, Martinez is a very lucky boy. But other than that, my God, these two look an absolute mess at the moment. Neither of them can do anything to get points. And I do think that Palace at the moment look like they are in trouble. And Manchester United just have not improved on last season, in my opinion, either. It's going to be a long road for them. Let's talk about a little bit of news before we do close. And this is involving Jurgen Klopp. Apparently, Germany have made him their number 1, and he is who they want as their next manager. It looks as if Jurgen Klopp is the guy, and I think he just wants to break the poor guy. But the former boss of Liverpool, should I say, is Germany's number 1 target to replace Julian Nagelsmann. It looks like he is going to be leaving after the 2026 World Cup, and Jurgen Klopp is that guy who they want. Where is he going to be managing the next? What is he going to be doing? Is he going to be a manager back in the Premier League? It could be very interesting. Let's take a super chat quick before we do come to the last bit of news. This comes in from Suj. Says, big up Dan and the community. Hit the likes, people. We've got 366 of you still in here. Do me a favor and hit that like button. We have literally only got 87. We haven't even hit 100 yet, people. Let's get that up to 150, please, people. All you got to do is hit the like button. It's absolutely free and it does do a lot for the channel. And please make sure while you're there, you hit not 1 but 2 buttons. Like and subscribe. And if you do want to hit the notification bell, it'll let you know when we are on next. So please make sure that you do that. Zayn, big up yourself, bro. Thank you so much for this. He said, Premier League refs are shit. I agree with that. The Arsenal free kick was taken 10 yards away and then gave Walker less than 4 seconds to calm his players down and sprint 20 yards. Doku not getting a yellow, but Trossard getting the yellow. Disgraceful, in my opinion, as well, Zayn. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. All of this refereeing yesterday for both sides was a shambles. Man City fans are unhappy with Oliver. Arsenal fans are unhappy with Oliver. I don't think he should be refereeing that game again. It is a disgrace. as far as I'm concerned. Shocking, in fact. So that's the news on Jurgen Klopp. This is also news that Musiala is wanted by Manchester City, and they are firmly in the mix to sign the German international. 21 years old, but they do face competition. And that competition is the biggest club in the world. Real Madrid are after him. So what is going to happen with Musiala in the summer? Is he going to stay at Bayern Munich? They are looking very good, by the way. They are looking very good. Bayern Munich are killing teams at the moment. They won 9-2 midweek, and at the weekend they smashed their opponents as well. So look, Bayern Munich under company, it is cooking. But what's happening with Musiala? Is he staying? When you've got Kane, Musiala, when you've got Elise, you've got Coleman, you've got Leroy Sané, Gnabry all running at you, it's going to be very, very difficult for teams to stop them. But at the moment, it's Manchester City that are favourites. But when Real Madrid come knocking, usually they get their guy. One player that looks unhappy at the club is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Well, let's be real. Who's going to be happy at Everton right now? They look an absolute mess. The England striker is not close to signing a new contract beyond next summer with Everton. Newcastle continue to monitor the 27-year-old situation. What is happening with Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Manchester United are actually interested in him as well in the summer. So what could happen here? Is he going to stay at Everton or is he going to be leaving? The next player I want to talk about is another Real Madrid link, and it is, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He has told everybody that if he is going to be staying at Liverpool, he needs to be winning trophies. His deal runs out next summer, and the 25-year-old says winning trophies will be a key part of his thinking when it comes to signing a contract extension at Liverpool. I said this will be a late one. Real Madrid will come knocking for this guy. He's out of everybody the one that I would be more concerned about leaving than anybody else. Saliba, I think, is safe for now, but in the future won't be. I also think there's potential for Rodri to be safe now, but won't be in the future. But this one is really interesting. Trent Alexander-Arnold is out of contract, and it is crazy that Liverpool have allowed this to happen at the age of just 25 years old. He's won everything in football already at that age, and he would take Real Madrid to a new level. They want a new fullback, Dani Carvajal, coming to the end of decline as a footballer as far as Real Madrid are concerned. And if they got Rodri, Trent, and Saliba to add to Mbappe and Vinny Jr. and Bellingham, well, they're going to be winning everything, aren't they? Let's be real. Somebody who is interested in a move and is being closely monitored by a number of clubs is the player I wanted in the summer, Victor Gyokeres. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs are all interested in the Sporting striker Gyokeres. He's 26 years old and he's absolutely smashing it for club and country. His stats are phenomenal. An unbelievable goal in the Champions League this week, just gone, and he is a baller. I've always been a fan of him. I like what I see. I liked what I saw at Coventry when he's gone to Sporting Lisbon and absolutely tore that league up. I thought, yeah, it's time that we look at this player closely, and he has been phenomenal, not just in the Premier League, but also, Premier League, the Portuguese league, but of course for his club and country. But he's also been really good now in the Champions League, and I think the stats are something mad. Let me just look at his stats, actually, because I was told the other day that they are absolutely superb already. I haven't actually looked at this, so this will be very, very, this will be a first. At the moment, he's played 6 and he's scored 10. Wow. He's got an assist as well. Wow. Champions League, played 1, scored 1. Last season, 29 goals in 33, 10 assists. This season, only 6 games gone. How many goals? 10. Not 6 in 6, that'd be phenomenal. 10 goals in 6 games. And people said they didn't want him because we don't need a striker. We've got Kai Havertz and Jesus. Crazy. Free for his national side as well, apparently. Absolutely mad. Let's talk about this guy because there are rumours that he is going to be back into management. It doesn't look like he's going to be offered the England job. It looks like Lee Carsley is favourites for that now. Graham Potter is being looked at as the potential next manager for Everton. It looks as if there's potential for him to go and be managing Everton. If it becomes available, of course, Sean Dyche is a manager at the moment that is under huge pressure. Everton looking very, very likely to go down if they continue playing this way. If there's a manager that can keep them up, you would say it's Sean Dyche, but it looks as if both David Moyes and Graham Potter are being linked with moves to Everton. Moyes would be a move back to Everton, which I think would be a phenomenal story. Look, West Ham, I think, also very, very, very much under pressure with Lopetegui. Yes, it's only 5 games. I appreciate that, but my goodness, they do not look good. They have spent a hell of a lot of money, and it does not look good for West Ham at the moment. So those two teams under pressure, West Ham, Palace and Everton, in my opinion. Wolves, likewise, Gary O'Neill, they can't get a win either. What is going to be happening in the Premier League? My predictions are going to be coming out soon because I've changed them. I'll tell you my predictions. I've got them up here. I've got Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle in the top 4. That's changing. I've got Villa and Spurs in the top 6. That could be changing. I've got Man United, West Ham, Chelsea and Palace to make up that top 10. That could be changing. The bottom half, winners of the bottom half, Brighton, that needs to be changing. Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford, Wolves, Everton, Ipswich, and the 3 to go down, believe it or not, I put were Leicester, Southampton and Forest. Forest, that needs to be changing. They've started unbelievably in compared to their relegation scrap from last year. They have improved. So look, what am I going to be doing? It looks like I'm going to have to change them now for sure. Listen, people, do me a favor, hit the like button. Make sure you do me a favor and hit subscribe. I really need you guys to get us over 100 likes. We've managed to do that. Let's get us over to 200 likes now, please, people. The like button is free. I always hit like. I always support people. Please make sure if you do like this content and when you would like to see more of these shows, then please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's really important that you do that. Now, tonight at 8 p.m., we will be live, and we will be live for the Race for Europe. It's going to be myself and LB talking all things Man City and Arsenal. It's going to be Errol talking about Liverpool's chances of a title race. It's going to be Dan United talking about what is going on at Manchester United. And we're going to be talking to Billy about Aston Villa, who, by the way, look very, very good. So please make sure you hit the notification bell. It will remind you when we're back on, which will be 8 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow, it's the Arsenal Roundabout. Wednesday, it's This Is London. Thursday, it's Rival Talk. And Friday, it's next weekend's preview. So look forward to these shows coming up thick and fast. If you want to head over to Lee Judges TV at 12:30, it will be myself, Martin from Mancunian Way, flawless Manchester United fan, Henry Wright from Spurs, and of course Dan from Chelsea. We're going to be talking about the Monday roundup of all the weekend's shows. It's phenomenal, people. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, show Manscaped some love, use the code FTM20, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, people, Manscaped is back, but this time it's not for below the belt grooming. Manscaped brings to you the Beard Hedger, the best product on the market when it comes to beard trimmers. The Beard Hedger is unique due to its number of radiant settings. As someone who's purchased this, I won't turn to any other beard trimmer. Check it out for yourself at manscaped.com. And don't forget to use code FTM20 to get 20% off of this product.